So I've been thinking a lot about two different political events, Zohran Mamdani's win and the Turning Points USA conference for conservative women, and a TikTok trend. And I think they tie together around something really interesting about millennials and Gen Z. So stick with me for this. First, if you watch Zohran Mamdani's victory speech, which you should go back to do, you'll notice the big banner behind him says afford to live and afford to dream. I think a lot has been written about that first part, the afford to live, how he focused on affordability, on the housing crisis, on childcare, and all of that. Not as much has been written about the second half, the afford to dream. Imagine that, the time, the space, the freedom to dream. Said another way, the capacity to be ambitious. He connects it to the idea of the city of New York, a place where you can dream, where you can be anything you want to be, a concrete jungle where dreams are made of. But I think it spoke really psychically to something inside, especially millennials and Gen Z, who were the largest voting bloc in this primary. He gave us permission to be ambitious again, to dream bigger, to imagine a better future for ourselves. Compare that to the Turning Points USA conference for young women. There's a bunch of stories that have been written about this the last couple of weeks, in which they tell women the villain in your life is girl bosses and feminism, and the solution is to drop out of the workforce, stay home, and have a bunch of babies. They say the problem isn't that you want too much. The problem is that you should want for less because that's all we're going to be able to give you. And on the one hand, I kind of get it. Like, I am a mom of two little kids. I have a big job. It is hard to balance all of those things. But the solution isn't for me to not want to balance any of it, to not want a big job, to not want to be there for my kids. The solution is things like paid leave and universal childcare and a better social safety net. But anyway, what I think Zohran Mamdani is speaking to and what those conservative women are speaking to are the same thing, which is that we, especially millennials and Gen Z, do not feel like we can dream big anymore. The changing nature of especially millennial ambition has been the topic of a bunch of books and discourse lately. It's about how we want life that is bigger than our jobs. We want to do more than work because, one, work won't love us back, but two, we have seen over and over again these big crises. The financial crisis that many of us graduated college into, or COVID, or the 2016 election, or, flip the orders of those. These things have set it up so that we feel like no matter how hard we work, we're never going to get ahead. So why work that hard to begin with? Our goal is no longer to have it all. It's simply to have enough. For the book I just put out about millennial and Gen Z leadership, I talked to more than 130 millennial and Gen Z leaders. And in many of them, I asked about their ambition, about what they thought their life could look like. And I heard over and over again, I don't know, but I know that my relationship to my ambition has changed. Which brings us back to politics. The task of any political movement that wants to reach millennial and Gen Z at this moment in time needs to answer the question, what's the fucking point? We need to give people permission to dream bigger, to want for more, to imagine a more full life for themselves. I keep thinking about the videos I'm seeing on my For You page, people saying, like, almost forgot that this is the whole point. And it's never work, it's never money, it's their kids, their pets, they're eating ice cream on the beach, their friends, their loved ones. It's so much more than our jobs. And like, yes, we need financial security to do that. And I think that's what Zoran was getting at, is that if we can provide people with housing, with childcare, with resources, they have the ability to dream again. It's not just about what the money will do for our bank accounts. It's about what that financial security will do for our ability to breathe. Our generation's ambitions have changed. Our politics needs to change with them.